This episode is all about survival as we take a look at G.I. Joe Classified Outback. So, stick around. Hello fellow dorks and dorkettes, and welcome to It Came From My Side of the Laundry Room. My name is Rob, and in this episode we will be taking a look at and reviewing the new-ish G.I. Joe Classified Outback figure. And I'm pretty excited because I've always liked this dude, and I want to see what improvements they've made in 2023 in a 6-inch scale. So, yeah, pretty excited to dive in, but just real quick, if you caught my gift unboxing that I did from Gaz of the Adventurer's loadout for the Indiana Jones figure, I'm handling reviews a little bit differently to save time because, as you can see, I like to talk a lot, and yeah, we're just going to skip through a lot of the jabber and get to what matters, the figure. So tell me if you like this new way of doing things, and just let me know thoughts about it. So anyway, let's take a look at the packaging, and then from there, onto the figure. Yo, Joe! And here we go. Here's the front of the package where we see Stuart Outback Selkirk. Forget all that junk. He is just Outback in my book, just like he was back in the day. Anyway, I really like this art style. It's very simplistic, and I don't know how you would describe what kind of style it is, but I like it. And it has a lot of attitude behind like his face and everything. I really dig it. Now, the side of the package, it's not as detailed, but it's got really neat background details, like him being dropped off by a helicopter in the middle of the jungle, because we can see like the jungle trees there. And the other side with he's number 63, and it has his different specialties. And as you can see, the box came from Amazon, ripped down the side. So yeah, it is what it is. I'm going to open it up so it doesn't really matter anyway, but it's kind of a bummer if someone keeps them in package. But I don't know what these symbols mean. I've never bothered to look them up, but it looks like we have like a desert survival, a jungle survival, bullets, so I guess he's good at weaponry, ranged weapons, and the shield, so I guess he's good at defense. Sounds good to me. But anyway, let's jump over and take a look at what accessories Outback came with. Okay, so here we go. We have Outback standing here with his gear. And he comes with an awesome looking backpack with a lot of detail in the pouches. A submachine gun with a removable clip, which is off to the side. And the one thing I really dig, and believe me, I haven't tried it yet, but the one thing I like just looking at this is that it actually has a strap, so he could put it over his shoulder. Really cool. I wish some of the other rifles and stuff came with those. He has a flashlight which goes into one of the compartments on his hip, which is very reminiscent of the original figure. He also has a pistol, a knife, and a trench shovel, which is just an awesome addition and fits the character perfectly. Now that we got a look at his gear and a little bit of the figure itself, let's start playing around with him and put him in different situations, different poses, and just have some fun. Okay, here we have Outback using this 3D printed machete that I am gifting him to cut his way through this dense underbrush in not a jungle per se, maybe he's in the Pacific Northwest of North America. And you can see that he has his gun in his other hand, as he doesn't know what he will encounter right over the next thicket of underbrush, and he is ready for anything. Outback quickly sheathes his machete and readies his gun because he feels like he's being watched. Somewhere deep within the woods, a set of eyes is peering at him, readying its next action. And just real quick, I actually drilled a little hole in the handle of the machete so I could attach it to his backpack, because I think that's a perfect place for it. Hearing a branch snap, Outback spins around quickly as he pulls his sidearm, taking aim at the predator that has been stalking him through the forest. Outback quickly discovers that he has nothing to worry about as he sees his old friend Bigfoot come out of the woods, waving his hand, greeting his friend. He quickly holsters his pistol and lays his machine gun down as he goes to talk to his buddy. Outback has decided to start a campfire because it's going to be getting dark soon and he wants to catch up with his old pal Bigfoot. He thought, why not make this the most authentic experience possible and rub two sticks together like the old days. So, him and Bigfoot just chilling out, and all of a sudden he looks up at his friend and says, I should have known it was you all along from that smell. And Bigfoot lets out a big monstrous laugh. Anyway, back to me. Outback is a fantastic figure. I know it gets boring because I don't find a lot of fault with the Hasbro G.I. Joe classified figures, other than just simple things like his hands are still stiff, it was hard to get his finger in the trigger of his guns, things like that. Small potatoes, because the overall figure is fantastic, and it is a great representation of the original figure. Everything from the awesome t-shirt, the flashlight, and his machine gun, which is vastly improved and a little bit more realistic than the one that the original figure came with. So, my other thing that I don't like, I love that they added it, but the strap for the machine gun. I wish it was a little bit more pliable. I wish it was a little bit easier to have him sling it over his shoulder, because I had a little bit of issues with, putting it on his shoulder. Now, I know it's made to clip onto the backpack, and I used that clip for the machete that I made, the 3D one, but why would you put it on the backpack with a, molded strap hanging off of it? I looked, there's no way to remove the strap or anything like that, so that's kind of silly at the end of the day. Also, the shovel, the handle of it isn't very sturdy, so I would worry about messing around with it too much with posing and stuff. But other than that, I had a blast making this video. It took me a lot longer than it probably should have, but I just had so much fun playing with the character, adding Bigfoot into the mix, coming up with a stupid little story. It was all super fun. And the base that we shot this on was the one that I talked about a while ago that I was going to do a video making it, and I screwed up the video. So that's the base. Down the road, I'll make some other bases of different terrain for different figure reviews and just playing around and taking pictures. I have a blast. This is a new dynamic for my enjoyment of the action figures, and I hope you enjoy it as well, because this new way of, doing things with the photography, with the narration, I hope is a good time saver for you, the viewer, because some of the action figure reviews that I did for the simplest of figures would take 20 plus minutes, because as you can see, I like talking. So I hope this is a way to kind of, jam all the good stuff together. And I know I'm not really talking about the figure too much, but I think you can see in the pictures what kind of adventures you could possibly have with the figure. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Oh, one more thing. There was a detail on Outback that I forgot to mention that I am super impressed with. And that is Hasbro actually painted on arm hair on both his arms. Of course, both his arms, unless he was in a fire or something. But anyway, it's just a very simple and subtle paint application that I think speaks volumes of just making him a well-rounded and realistic character. And I think that's super cool. So, thumbs up Hasbro for doing that. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. If you got something to say, please leave a comment. I love reading them, and I love getting back to everyone. And if you're new around here and you enjoyed this, or any of the episodes YouTube is recommending down here, please hit subscribe. And if you hit that little bell icon, you will be notified whenever there's a new episode. Anyway, I'm speeding up because my battery is dying. So, thank you so much for watching. Keep being rad, and stay dorky.